Hello, I'm going to introduce you to pivot tables and how to utilize them for getting a lot of data out of a spreadsheet. So we have a spreadsheet here that has a lot of headers at the very top, and then it has a lot of rows at the bottom. As you can see, there's 136 rows, and we want to mine some of the data out of here. And so to do that, we're going to utilize pivot tables. So you'll click on Insert, Pivot Table, and then this needs to be whatever the table that you want to get the information out of. It can be the entire table, which is automatically selected, or you can also go to an existing worksheet, which would put it on the same worksheet, but I almost always create a new worksheet, so I'm going to leave that there. Okay, so it gets you the new worksheet, and this is where you decide what you would like to see and how you would like to see it. So let's say I want to know how much money these merchants charged us. So I'm going to first grab the merchants' names. That's going to put all the merchants out. There's only 53 different merchants. So out of that 136 rows, 53 were different merchants. And it could be just a different number. But see how this is different than that one. So that could be it. But it could be and obviously it's totally different merchants as well. So I want to know how much each one of these merchants charged us. So then I'm going to grab the cost, and there's the cost. So this Advantage Guard Services charged us $38,000. So we can click here and go ahead and make it dollars, and then now we can see it. It's a little bit better. And then, but what I also would like to know is how was this one charge of $38,000, or was it two charges of $19,000 each, or what was it? How many charges each merchant charged us? So we can grab that same item, bring it down, and it's going to sum it again. But instead, you click on this, and then you're going to go to Value Field Settings and type Count. And then now you know that this $38,000 was broken out into 4 different charges. So and then the $610 was only 2 charges. And there were some 1s and 3s, and this one's 14. So that's a lot better information, and it's easier to get than having to sum all these and do sorts and filters. This allows you to filter it using a pivot table. So you can also drill down to, let's say, was this the same state at Advantage Guard Services? So you go in, grab the state, and put that under the row labels, and now you see it's California. And they were all, there's not a multiple state merchant that we have. So if this was California and Nevada, then you would see a California here and then a Nevada below it. It goes alphabetical. So, and then it would break out, okay, we spent $20,000 in California and $18,000 in Nevada. I don't have an example, unfortunately, but yeah, that's how that would work. And then you can also do that with, let's say, I wanted to see area number. So this shows you that in California, Airport Automotive Center had two charges in California, but one of them was at 1108 and one of them was 1118, and that breaks the 2 charges out and gives you the 1 and 1. So that's a really great way to drill down to the data that you might need. And then you can always come up to Options and collapse entire field twice, and that will totally it doesn't get rid of, it just collapses that information so that you can use it when you want it, but it's not always displayed. So that's always a good way of using it as well. And something new with 2010 are what we call slicers. And you can use those with pivot tables. So you go up here, you say insert a slicer. Then you're going to say, okay, how do I want to slice this? So let's say merchant name, and let's say area number. And then you click on this. And then these are slicers. These are going to slice the pivot table accordingly to the either area number or merchant name. So let's say I click here. Boom, it automatically goes to AutoZone 5550 and shows you the information. And since there's only one, AutoZone is only in one area, it only allows you to click on 118. If there was two, then you could click on either one of those. You can get rid of that filter by clicking that. And then boom, now you're back to what you saw. And then you can say 119. Okay, these are all charges that were done to the area number of 1119, sorry. So we had a couple credits, and then we had a 13 total transactions for $195.83 to area 1119. This filter, but it's called a slicer, is a very useful tool. And then another way you can also use pivot tables in a useful fashion is maybe you want to chart the information that you have. So you click in the pivot table itself, and then you can come up here and pivot chart, and then you just choose whatever chart you want. Let's do a line or a bar chart, and then that's fine. And then that's really crowded. So let's say I want to come here and I want to do top 10. And I say top 10 by sum. So that's going to give me the top 10. And then I can go A to Z. And then it shows you the top 10 merchants by their spend. And it's just that easy. So I hope this has certainly helped you use pivot tables and not be so afraid of pivot tables. They're not intimidating at all. They're easy to use, and they really can help you drill down to get better data. So I hope this helps.